I figured out time-wise.
What?
Wolfie, what are you doing? That, 7.
Fuck.
What?
I fucked up. Damn it. Stop. Hey, it's Denise. Now, hold on. We gotta share over onto Facebook. Here we go. Alright. Ta-da. Still have a head of hair, but you gotta admit, that shit was kind of funny. I have been getting acquainted with different aspects of the AI. I know.
Good boy.
Most of you would say AI need not apply. But you gotta admit, when it works, it works. When it doesn't, it's just obnoxious. One of the things that I need to do is get out like a baseball bat, use it like I am going to be sword fighting, and get some side profiles of me standing there like I'm about to beat somebody's brains in, so that YouTube will appropriately work. Now, it's going to be a late one again tomorrow. What time are we leaving here tomorrow?
Mom's gonna be here around 8.
That means I need to get up at least 7, hurry outside, water like a madman. So, woo, 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 woo. We got 11 people up in here. 11 people. It still smells like shit.
I use the bathroom.
That could be it, but I doubt it. So, as it stands right now, we've got Denise, Mimi, Jason, currently 3 amigos, folks that are friendly, run out of energy rather abruptly. I do have an animal poem for the night. Question is whether we will get around to it. That's the big to do. First, let's start with this little one. Because she is technically not visible in her cage, we're going to go with the one that's not out and about. What the hell? Oh. Well, we might not be doing the TikTok thing. And if we don't have... Retouch, mute, flip. Yeah, we don't have the green screen. So... Hey, Mimi, and there's Mason. Mason, are you new here? You might be new here. So this cage may not look like much, because technically it's not much without the tarantula being out and about in it. It belongs to a green bottle blue tarantula. That species is quite the conundrum when it comes to care, due to the fact that it needs multiple conditions to happen within a set parameter, set amount of days. It is one of those species. Why are you scratching on the plastic? You're making me nervous. It's one of those species that needs to have the cage arid to some extent, but at the same time, it needs to be able to maintain a little bit of humidity throughout the week. So what we have here is a species that typically goes and deals with... Sorry, my brain is fucking shot to shit. Deals with a climate that is in constant flux. There she is. Because she is from a peninsula in Venezuela, where you have coastal winds that tend to dry stuff out, but you also have the humidity, the rainfall that tends to come in off the coast. So this particular creature, generally speaking, is slammed by both humidity and arid conditions. It's also one that likes it arboreal and terrestrial. It likes to be up in the bushes, but will also go down, as you can see here, and web the absolute shit out of everything. There we go. Fun stuff. Let's see if this will select from library. You want to see the lizard? Well, she is right here. No. This is a southern alligator lizard. A creature that is commonly found in southern Oregon and northern California. This critter is primarily an insectivore, however, you will find it eating vertebrate animals that it can easily get down its gullet. They are opportunistic hunters and spend a vast majority of their time looking for prey items to solve their hunger issues. Now, you are a big girl. She's acting hungry though, which is hilarious because I tried feeding her yesterday and she just wasn't having any of it. Remember when we first got her, she was just ready to eat damn near everything. Alright. Let's see here. Yes, that is an alligator lizard. If any of them would be in my home, I'd be freaking out even when they aren't in a cage. Brothers just reminds me of arachnophobia. Alright. I have one tarantula, one lizard, and a cat, says Tie Guy. Well, that is A-okay. You don't need to go too overboard with pets. Actually, yesterday, not out and about in the house, but our Vietnamese centipede passed away, probably due to complications revolving around molting. So, move on. We will go thoroughly wash out its cage and give it to somebody else later on. I live in Northern California. I used to play with those all the time when I was a little kid. I used to put them in a cage and keep them for a couple of days and feed them crickets. Yeah, when I was in NorCal as a child myself, we would go out and start hunting for various insects underneath planks of wood, rocks, and what have you. It got so bad in our need to go and feed the alligator lizard that we kept that we actually started concocting fall traps for the prey items that we needed, which worked pretty well considering most of the prey items could be lured into certain situations with organic matter. So what we'd do is we'd go and we'd take a mason jar, and it's a mason jar. We would plant it so that the top of the mason jar was flush with the ground. And then we dropped something in there that would entice insects. And then we put something over the top of it. The insects, sensing there's food source around, would go searching. And the majority of the insects that you'd be coming across out in the wild could not effectively get out of a fall trap like that. A, because the fall trap would be made out of glass and hard to jump out of and climb up. And B, because there would be something above the fall trap. And if it tried jumping out, the fucker would just hit the top of whatever was over the fall trap. So, it worked pretty well. We caught all manner of things. We caught Jerusalem crickets. We caught crickets. We even caught a couple of those pesky little orange-head roaches that you got going down in California. Now, first and foremost, understand TikTok. No offense to you guys are coming second because YouTube is my shit. These guys are the original Critter Crew, who commonly refer to themselves as the Critter Cult. Not my doing, but I'm just letting you know now in case you guys decide to head over there. That's what you'll be dealing with. Now, get these guys. Look at that. She sure is pretty. Now we are going to cheat a little bit here. Can we please get going with this shit? TikTok is really not being favorable right now. All right. We are utilizing my cell phone screen to help us get a better look at the tarantula that is down in its burrow. She hardly gives a damn that we're doing this. These critters are tropical terrestrial tarantulas, New World, typically found in Venezuela and Brazil. They are probably found in other areas, but we just haven't ventured enough to go and assess where they are currently. These guys are just like the alligator lizard, opportunistic. They will go after any manner of animal that they can find, so long as it does not put up too much of a fight. Generally speaking, if they go after a vertebrate, hold on. If they go after a vertebrate species, like a snake, a lizard, cat, dog, rat, mouse, what have you, they will go after one that is clearly weak and unable to defend itself due to the fact that they themselves are so fragile. Tarantulas, though they look like menaces, really do not pose as much of a threat as people seem to think. Tarantula venom, for the most part, though in some cases will feel just atrocious, doesn't pose much of a threat. As a matter of fact, you have more of a chance of catching an infection from a bacteria from a tarantula bite than you do of actually having some sort of life-threatening reaction from the venom itself. Now, do I think that a lot of people should own tarantulas? It depends entirely on how far you're willing to take it. You've got to understand that there are likely going to be some animals that you really should not be owning, okay? That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Know your limits. Know what you can take care of, what you can't take care of. Understand that the objective is not to hold an animal, especially when it comes to tarantulas, because tarantulas do not appreciate that. Oh gosh. Oh shit, that sucks ass. Let's see, he'd probably get them to... One second. Something over here doesn't smell right. Alf is not good. Alf has a tooth abscess. For those who are unaware, we do have a live stream going at the same time over on YouTube. YouTube knows all about TikTok being here. TikTok has one reason and one reason only to be a part of this. I'm going to be using TikTok for the green screen a little bit later. All right, good night. Good night, average 5150 citizen. I've not been able to eat for days. Are you okay, Denise? Oh, that would be a no if somebody hasn't been able to eat for days. Definite no. There we go. Now next up we have our Monocentropus balfouri tarantula. Got two of them in the same cage. They have in fact done the nookie nookie. They have fed and they have shared a bed, which led to them having bread. Alright? Yeah, that's right. We're Dr. Seussing it up in this bitch. Yeah. You're gonna like it, because it's weird. Now. She has been eating. We gotta drop more crickets into the cage because she has killed the majority of them. There we go. And here you get a good look at the difference between the males and the females. Both color scheme and hold on. Come on. Size. Look at that. The male is the smaller of the two, with a smaller carapace, thinner build, aged look. He is approximately 7 years old, which is absolutely absurd for this species. Beside him, right here, or for you guys right here, is our female Galorum. She has been just slaying the absolute shit out of her prey. One second, I think I'm missing some of the conversation. There we go. Sex make love, but cats violently... Oh my god. That's a good question. One that I do not have an answer to, Alf. I think Google might do a better job at letting you know. Wow. It looks like it can eat you. It cannot eat you. These guys are only about 4 inches, maybe 5 inches across. Now, they are considered to be medically relevant. That is primarily due to the fact that they're a species from the old world. almost all, if not all, old world species, tarantulas are deemed medically relevant. This is due to the fact that their venom has to compensate for the fact that they really have no other immediate defenses like New World tarantulas. Now, is that the reason why most New World tarantula species aren't super deadly? Maybe, maybe not. I'm just saying I can't really blame a species for not, having milder venom when venom's all they have to rely upon, if that makes any sense. These guys are primarily insectivores, first and foremost, because of the fact that they are generally considered smaller. What?
You get a chance, can you do the donuts?
What the fuck? What?
Or not?
Yeah, I guess I can. Alright. We need to flip the camera. There it is. Now, going on to the future, we are hoping that our Monocentropus balfouri do wind up having kids. A big part of that is because our male is probably on his last year. I'm not going to lie, that male is way older than he should be. He outlived both of his brothers, biological brothers, by far. They made it to like 3 or 4. He's going on 6 to 7 years old. Them's are wild numbers. It's a little bit crazy. Now, despite his bum back leg, he has gone forth and done the no-no with his lady friend. Caught it on camera, still need to post it to TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Spam it on all the messenger groups that I'm a part of, because why not hit them up with tarantula sex? That is always the best way to do things. Make it good and awkward. Why is that tarantula tickling the other tarantula's undercarriage? Maybe Megan. There's no hate involved. What color are they? Can blind people get high? Yeah, actually, I believe they can. The Alpha asked if blind people can get high on acid or shroom.
Why wouldn't they be able to?
Well, because a lot of people tie it in with visualization. However, depending on how your brain works it, you can still trip balls. Auditory hallucinations are a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Just so we're aware, they are a visual stimulation, yes. But the mind is a crazy thing. I mean, Alf, you're not against giving people drugs, so I mean, I am not gonna go and try to pet that booty this time. Ain't no mother trucking way. Nope. All right, we have Cindy Valley View, and she just left. Well, fucking fine then. I'm just gonna go and spoil YouTube. They don't need me. This is our Lasiodora parahabana. Oh my god. I knew he was locking people in his basement. This is a Lasiodora parahabana, or a salmon pink bird-eating tarantula. Let's see, you've got stuff in your water? Oh my god, what did you do? You don't... This is why we can't have nice things. She is definitely a tropical gal. She likes to have it humid. but not more humid than it looks like it already is. We don't want to promote mold growth. She does have plenty of cross ventilation, as you guys can see. She is not necessarily in a stress girl. She is enjoying herself in a corner. Because you know them bitches love corners. That she is. I thought I'd make that joke considering her name literally is Little Bitch. It is! Alright guys? That is exactly what she is. But ever since she molted out, I think it was the third to last time, she has been a good girl. So, we are... Didn't fucking put water back in the water dish. What kind of noob bullshit is this, Hiram? I mean, Critter.
Honey,
What?
try that again next time, but without wearing your name on your shirt.
Ah! One throws ass hairs at you. Oh god. Yes, this is one that could throw ass hairs at me. However, she has not been inclined to do so for quite some time. You're fine. Girl, you need to not let your ass pass the sass, okay? Don't harass the man that is trying to make your ass healthier. She's just like, bitch, leave my water alone. All right. There we go. Cash grass her ass. Critter threw his hairs at me once. I did nothing of the sort. I don't throw my derriere hairs in the air, sir. I, for one, don't shave my ass. Now, up next, we have our Asian forest scorpion. I don't shave my ass. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty common thing, though. People don't shave one's ass. Now, this critter has a stinger on its butt. A stinger on its butt? Yep, look at that. She is still thick. About as thick as I like my slices of pie. Look at that. My God. Now, this critter is one of the most common tropical terrestrial arachnids that you will find out on the market. Yes, scorpions are technically arachnids. Not all arachnids look exactly alike. House spiders, tarantulas, scorpions, whip scorpions, cave scorpions. They are all arachnids. Where is my... Did you take my flashlight?
I used it over the table, didn't I?
I think you might have.
Well, I didn't get it back, but I couldn't. They're nice as we were back up the table, so.
Honey, you have got to control the mess. It literally looks like a bomb went off in your station.
You found it though, right?
I found it. Yes, I did. Alright. So, we are going to show you, so long as you stick around, I'm not trying to send anything to friends TikTok. I guarantee you that's not what I'm doing here. Alright. This is biofluorescence. It is probably one of the coolest things that you're going to see when it comes to scorpions, other than their feeding, molting, or mating behaviors. That's just the way it works. And in most cases, you will not see them feeding, molting, or mating, because that's just not the way it works. In most cases, pet care comes down to checking on the animal, making sure that their environment matches what they'd be dealing with in the wild, and then putting them back up on the shelf.
Please.
Critter physiotherapy. You don't need to pay somebody buku bucks. Oh no. No.
Haha, we will be right here. Making you feel mildly uncomfortable.
Now this cage, again, is looking pretty moist already. We don't want to overdo it. You overdo it with the moisture, you get mold. We don't want mold. We want happy pets, not dead pets. Not the best year for that, but you know what? We'll live, because we don't have any other option. Felt good getting out of the house. Did Micah ever get back to you?
No, but he doesn't until he's working.
Alright. So. Get out to the car. Guys, I'll be right back. My poetry journal is out in the car. We got one animal that I've got ready. I've actually got two animals ready, but one of them was kind of because it didn't really. The bird itself did not match the namesake. Okay? So when I went to go and look up the bird and I saw what it was, I'd already started working on it. And I was just like, well, I've already started putting the effort in. I might as well kind of half-ass it and get it down on paper. So that one's going to be for when we ain't got shit. Okay? It's there, but I don't think you guys want it. Nope. No. Alright. Here we go. Now, sorry to do this to you, TikTok, but I'm going to need to commandeer your screen for a second. What the fuck are bottom knights? You know what? It's gotta be a gay thing. It's Alf, after all. Come on.
Really just like an dude.
No, that's not what I freaking clicked on. Oh my god. You motherfucker. Kind of wondering if the Sydney funnel web spider and the Sydney trapdoor spider are the same thing. But in any case, that's what we're dealing with. We already did a bit on the trapdoor spider. So, images. There we go. That's the money shot right there. Now if you could just clear up for us. Well, oh shit, are you okay?
What happened?
I accidentally gave the kitten a boot. Are you okay, baby? I didn't see you down there. I'm so sorry. My sweet little baby. Hey. Big Irish. Be doing better if we didn't have to worry about the dogs. Can't leave them at my wife's parents' house tomorrow. Alright. So I'm just going to go with that image right there. I think that is exactly what we want. Come over here. Screenshot it. Awesome. Now, go back over here. Oh. That was terrible behavior on my part. Oh, we got 2 people here. Good to see you. Yusuf. All right, there we go. That's the money shot right there. So this is what we have to resort to since YouTube's not bringing back my green screen. You guys. There you go. So this is our next topic. Okay. The Atrax robustus is a spider we must discuss. Due to how it tends to fuss and try to thrust its venomous fangs at us. Tingling in your face as you brace for a taste of pain placed by a spood graced with the power to erase you from the human race. They can teach a lesson in aggression, giving one the impression that giving a session of pain is their obsession. Taking a minor transgression and adding it to an accession of depression without question. Because most confess that life's a mess without duress pressed by a spood that's best at having a guest laid to rest in their quest to be a pest. Or I guess to address distress caused by an animal attacking their nest. Arachnids do not have violence sought. They do not plot to have pain brought, as many have thought, but have been caught by those who've not got the sense they ought to respect spooks they spot. They say some arachnids may chase those who stray their way, but those may be out to evade the light of day, and play to stay in shade displayed by those suddenly afraid of a potential arachnid tirade. But that's not one of these species. We sees folks who needed to appease degrees of curiosity. These hardly see the light, as they pray at night and dwell out of sight, where they delight in a life not quite wanting to fight, but ready to bite. They don't want you to bleed, just to feed and breed, but if you proceed to impede on lives they lead, you'll need to speed. To find medical care over venom shared, you're now aware, should scare should scare everyone, everywhere. These guys, as was pointed out, I believe it was yesterday, have medically relevant venom. Are you okay, Brentomania? I'm sharing... Wait! Shh.
What?
Getting a little bit too violent down there. Thank you, Mia. I do appreciate it. Hopefully, I'm famous for all the right reasons. Hey! These animals are the one type of spider that you really, really, really don't want to fuck with. Now, don't get me wrong. The Brazilian wandering spider is one that you really don't want to fuck with. But these guys right here, without antivenom, can literally kill you. And they have a sense of aggression that can be bordering on obsession. Now, they're not going to go out of their way to track you down. They don't, go into your home intentionally and be like, hey, I'm going to fang you. Have a nice trip to the hospital. No, that's not what these guys do. Although I'm pretty sure the males do leave their dens to find females. That's just the way that nature tends to work. These guys, however, when they sense that there is a predator out and about, they will treat you the way that they believe you should be treated. And they believe anything that might be a predator should all be treated the same exact way. And that is with a touch too much of venom, and is as such, well, you're going to need more than a crutch to keep up with all that bullshit you're about to deal with. They can be construed as a complete menace, but it is not their fault. Spiders, as I have told you, arachnids, generally speaking as a whole, are fragile, delicate little things. And as fragile, delicate little things, having a very strong means to defend oneself goes to helping you further your overall cause. To eat and meet someone in the sheets, and then if you're a male, you meet defeat because you need something to eat. Okay, that's just the way the cookie crumbles right there. The AI made speech. So, if you are in Sydney, Australia, or roughly around that area, keep an eye out for these particular animals. If you have the ability to own these as a pet, good fucking luck. Because there is no way, God's little green earth, I would touch that particular type of pet that is just full of potential nope with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, no. I can handle tarantulas, I can handle widows, I can handle many other species, but no fucking way on God's little green earth is that happening right there. No. Alright, so the outro's the same as the intro. Let's go. I can't be doing this all night long. We gotta get to bed soon. Okay. This poem that I made. 'Cause I made another one. Okay. The Atrax robustus is a spider we must discuss due to how it tends to fuss and try to thrust its venomous fangs at us. Tingling in your face as you brace for a taste of pain placed by a spook graced with the ability to erase you from the human race. They can teach a lesson in aggression, giving one the impression that giving a session in pain is their obsession. Taking a minor transgression and adding to an accession of depression without question. Because most confess that life's a mess, without duress pressed by a spood that's best at having a guest laid to rest in their quest to be a pest, or a guest to address distress caused by an animal attacking their nest. Arachnids do not have violent sought. They do not plot to have pain brought, as many have thought, but have been caught by those who've not got the sense they ought to respect spooks they spot. They say some arachnids may chase those who stray their way, but those may be out to evade the light of day, and play to stay in shade displayed by those suddenly afraid of a potential arachnid tirade. But that's not one of these species we sees folks who need to appease degrees of curiosity. These hardly see the light as they pray at night and dwell out of sight where they delight in a life not quite wanting to fight but ready to bite. They don't want you to bleed just to feed and breed, but if you proceed to impede on lives they lead, you'll need to speed to find medical care over venom shared. You're now aware should scare everyone everywhere. Second time around was so much better. Okay. Hey, Karina. Mimi goes, they may be fragile, but I don't know. And then freaking Lotus goes, ew, wipe that TikTok off the screen. Denise goes, LOL, Geo would hate it right now. Karina says hello for Geo flush TikTok. It just grosses me out like someone get a squeegee. They don't like TikTok is what they're trying to say. These individuals who follow my YouTube account, which is the second revenue source that I went after and actually managed to succeed rather than TikTok, which I finally gave up. Apparently just shy of what I need, which is 500 subscribers. Yeah. In any case, we have got to go and take care of the other animals. Alligator lizard is acting a bit out of sorts. Well, she's not. What we've got to do is apply some changes to that particular cage to give her more room to roam. Come on. Flip the camera. Why did I flip the camera? That's not what I needed to do. What I needed to do was advanced settings, background, into that. What?
Two things. I need a name for a sheep.
A sheep?
Yeah.
Is it a sheep or a lamb?
Sheep?
I would have gone with lamb chops if it started off as a lamb, but if it's a sheep, woolly? I don't know.
And dog food.
Dog food? Kibbles and bits, maybe? I don't know.
Like feed the dogs.
Oh, fuck. Damn it.
I'm too tired for that.
I was basically falling asleep while we were out there. Oliver, if I move this and there is dog food in there, I'm sending you to your kennel. You do understand that. Oliver! Are you kidding me? Look at this whole full thing of dog food in your dish. Your daughter acts like she is starving. And you are hiding the food from everybody. Ugh.
you want fresh food, baby?
You can push it towards the back. Thank you.
Okay. So, next up we have our white knee tarantula. Let's go, TikTok haters. Oh God. They're banding together.
Oliver.
I swear to God.
Oliver, stop.
You knock that off. Your place in this world is not to bury your food so nobody eats. You're the reason why nothing works properly at this point. I've got to go and feed you guys, but you already have food. Go figure. Alright, now that I'm done scolding my dog. Now. Oh shit. Let's get you guys over here so that you can view. She look bigger. I know she's closer to the screen, but she almost looks fucking bigger to me. So that is our white knee tarantula. Yeah, you can't see her from right there. She is tropical terrestrial, primarily an insectivore. They make pretty decent pets. However, as she's aged, she's actually gotten a little bit more aggressive, which is understandable, again, because a lot of these animals hold on to their natural instincts that they acquire, through years of abuse from other animals. They are literally on the food chain. Honey, I hope you don't mind. You're going to be in the background. Again, her cage is looking fairly moist. We don't want to over moisten a tarantula cage due to the fact that you don't want mold. People don't understand that mold to a tarantula can be absolutely devastating. It's just like mold to us. The wrong kind of mold, too much mold getting into our system can wind up killing us, making us sick. We don't want that for ourselves. We don't want that for our animals. So, we have got to do our damnedest to make sure to keep shit clean. Her legs are kind of close together. I wouldn't call that a stress girl. I think it's that her environment is just a little bit enclosed. In the wild, she'd have the ability to go and dig at the sides of her den. She doesn't have that ability. I'm pretty sure she's A-okay. She'll be coming out a little bit more once her cage dries out. Them's the breaks. Sometimes you gotta wait for the shit that you want. She had to get her cage cleaned out big time. We took all the dirt out. We used soap, like dish soap. Used water. Had her whole cage in the sink to get the mold cleaned out. Because that was the second time that her cage was hit in a bad way. And we wanted to make sure that every potential mold spore was taken out. Artist Spikes is here, as is Yusuf Khan. I do appreciate it. He's still here. He's been here for a minute. I know, you guys hate this. It's like their kryptonite. They can't stand it. Flip-flops are okay, Denise. I'm not really a flip-flops fan.
You used to wear them all the time.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful tarantula. Now his cage is looking a little bit dry. He should have a moist environment. So let's fix that a little bit. Focusing primarily on the areas that are looking too dry. All right. This is a Lasiociano. Oh, they're all right. Answering Denise. I think I already answered about the flip-flops, but I'm really tired. Lasiociano sazamai are a smaller terrestrial tarantula typically found in Brazil. They... What are you doing? Thank you. They are known as insectivores, primarily insectivores. I don't see how they'd be going after any vertebrate with the size being so small. Initially, they were called Pteranopelma sazamai, but a scientist found some small difference in the sazamai and some new change or old change that just was not noticed, and decided to take it upon himself to make a move to change the name. So we went from a name that might cause your lights to start flickering if improperly enunciated to somebody's dead relative that went by the name Lasiociano or Ciano, one or the other. So much fun when scientists go and decide to change the name of basic tarantula species. Motherfuckers. I'm already... Listen. So, as you can imagine, I'm already not the smartest man on the planet, okay? I'm not known for my intelligence. Let's put it that way. It's already hard enough to learn the name of certain animals, and for a scientist to go, you know, I see a freckle on the abdomen of that particular tarantula. I think I'm going to turn the tables on all of the collectors out there that might have one. It's no longer the Pteranopelma sazamai. It's going to be the Lasiociano sazamai. My uncle's going to be so happy that I named tarantula after him. Awesome sauce. And the rest of the world fucking burns.
You know what would be the funniest part about that? Imagine if the uncle that you named it after was terrified of tarantulas.
Oh, that would be hilarious. But at the same time, the rest of the world burns. That's why the world didn't end in 2012 like it was supposed to. Because somebody started that fucking process and ruined everything. Yeah, took a dark turn, didn't it? For those that don't know, the Mayan calendar stopped in 2012. People assumed that it was going to be the end of the world, just like people thought that we were going to lose all of our electrical capabilities in 2000. What a weird time to be alive. Now, we have another Pteranopelma sazamai, not Lasiociano sazamai.
You are a turd.
No, she smells like a turd. Oh wait, that's Oliver. Yeah, that's Oliver. That's what he does. You guys stop your damn cat carrier off. Oop. We are actually not that far from being done, which is a good thing. What? Sounds like she upgraded to flip-flops. That's what I'm guessing. Because that's what she asked me about earlier. Whether I like flip-flops or wore flip-flops. No, as a matter of fact, I'm wearing my backup boots that I used to have for work. Alright, so this is our other Lasiociano. Flip-flops. I always flip-flops. You guys really are missing it. The whole conversation's over here. You gotta get over to YouTube, guys. Critter Keeper 91. Capital C RITTER. Capital KEEPER 91. All one word. Go for it. This guy's cage is looking pretty moist still. We're not going to overdo it. He's a good noodle, though. The last Sazimai that I showed you guys actually went on a little walkabout last time, or second to last time we cleaned out his enclosure. And, yeah, we had to go and use a catch cup to get him back after he ran circles around my body. Yeah, no bueno. No bueno. Looks like he's still got plenty of water. There's no sign of any foreign spiders. Just a bunch of thin webbing that he put on the ground. It might glisten on camera. I doubt it, though, because it's so grainy. Ah, dear. Now, we are going to get this one's cage put back. It's only mildly important, right? Okay. Get up on that.
Oliver!
Mother yucker! You stop that!
You want to take the food dish back?
Oliver has got a bad habit. He likes to go and bury his food dish so well that his daughter doesn't know how to find it. Yeah, look at it. Hang your head in shame, you little shit. Unreal. Some of us just want to exist in this world. Others want to watch the world burn. While being fluffy. Oliver. Looking at you, kid. Okay. Last up. Hey, Delyn Chambers. Welcome. Feel free to subscribe. Well, I recommend going over to YouTube myself, because that's where the magic happens. We have better graphics over there. There are a few things that TikTok can do that YouTube can't, like consistently give me the green screen option. Fucking YouTube. Pisses me off. I'm loyal to my sneakers. Oh my goodness. Alright. It's already almost 11 o'clock. Tomorrow I gotta get up at the ass crack of dawn and water. Come. Are you serious? Thank you. Alright. Oh shit, he's in a threat pose. He wants to give us the smoke. He is not happy. So this is a Harpic Dierapulchrips. It is an African species of tarantula. It's very small in comparison to the others that we have. This critter is said to be more handleable when it comes to being an old world species. Yeah. I believe that when me shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet. Because let me tell you, that fucking tarantula wants nothing to do with humans. Other than possibly sinking his fangs in because we keep fucking with this shit. Not a handle-friendly animal. Now, lid on. If you remember Loki on pause user, okay. So I'm gonna be real with everybody. As an individual, who you personally are does not matter nearly as much as what you claim to be. I don't like talking to people about certain movements that have to do with sexuality. And here's why. It's none of my business. None of my business. Okay, if you want to talk about it amongst yourselves, it's fine. You can have, hold on. You can go ahead and have a discussion on the matter betwixt yourselves. That's all right. However, as an individual, I am burnt out. I'm burnt out. I live like 30 minutes away from Portland, Oregon. And this group of individuals that gave themselves a month to celebrate their sexuality have literally taken the whole year. I'm burnt out. They can go and do what they want. You can go and discuss it however you want. But I don't want a part of it because I've been dealing with that shit for so long now. In any case, I'd rather have discussions about sneakers. Now, these are dubia roaches. They are one of the best feeder animals for pets. They work well with tarantulas. They work well with lizards. They work well with other insectivores. They are relatively easy to take care of. Did you turn off the AC or did it shut off on its own? All right. When it comes to care, making sure they have a higher humidity is where it's at. Making sure that they don't drop below 75 degrees is a great way to keep them around. If you want them to breed, keep them around 80 degrees, you'll be fine. There we go. We feed ours fish flakes. Tetra fish flakes. With that high vitamin C that helps produce offspring. That being said, we have got to find time, maybe this weekend, to start working on cleaning up the other cage for them. All right. We got to get past. Okay, Duchess, go. Get out of here. All right. And that's the way it usually is. Mimi says, I have one pair of sneakers, flip-flops, and my boots. I love my boots. Boots are the shit. All right. Not Skechers boots, which is what I'm currently wearing right now. These boots could not handle 9 miles without destroying my feet. So they are my backup shoes. They are the shoes that I wear off of work. That way I don't constantly wear my boots down to an extent that is absolutely ridiculous. Move, Duchess! Get out! I don't think she understands. All right. Next up, we have our orange head roaches. Orange head roaches are a second rate species. I'm not exactly thrilled with them. These creatures were said to be tropical, and then when I turned around, when we had the animals out in the trailer and I put them in a colder section of the trailer, they were still breeding at like 56 degrees, which means they're a little bit hardier than what you'd perceive as a tropical species of roach. We started culling off the population, getting rid of the adults, letting the babies grow up. Because it sounds horrible, but I don't feel right just killing in mass scale. I know that they're roaches, and I know that they're not really serving the purpose that we got them for, because the animals don't like them as much. But there's something that I have a problem with when it comes to killing in mass. So we do our damnedest to give them an appropriate life for an animal that serves no purpose in this household. I'm fucking weird for doing it like that, but I don't know. It makes me feel a little less like a monster. If I could get my animals to start eating them again, yeah. But, like, even our heavy hitters were like, dude, these things, they are not our favorite. In any case, this is the last of the animals that we need to take care of. So, I shall bid you adieu. Have a good night. Stay safe. And remember, I better not see you on the news unless it's good news. No new followers. That's all right. Well, I'm not getting rid of you guys just yet. I just closed out on TikTok. All right. So we're not going to be doing any exercises this week. Again, you little shit. You fucking dumb pricks. Stop playing with that. I don't know where your brother went off to, but when I find him...
It's been Munchkin most of the time. I see him.
Where is he?
He just went in behind that tub.
Rawr. Huh? Huh? You think it's so funny to shut off my internet? You fuzzy little orange brat? Huh?
Even the cat thinks he's on the phone too often.
All right. So, we're probably not going to be working out this week. All right.
You've been doing enough of us.
Freaking, well, it's not just that. It's the fucking back pain.
I know.
And I don't want to stress it out. The last time I had this kind of back pain, I tried doing push-ups, and I swear to God, I almost died. That was back when I was still dating Hillary. So we're not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is share a little thing with you. Let's see here. This is the disc poem that I'm going to be sharing with the group where the people keep spamming the shit out of the group. You must be off your meds because instead of having a life led, having joy spread, you opted to act brain dead. While you could reconcile with lives you've defiled, you choose to act in a vile style as you spread wild images I'll file under proof that you're a child. You've not got a lot of maturity to spot in this plot you brought. You ought to give a thought to what actions you brought. You ought to give a thought to what actions you brought. What the hell? You ought to have you ought to have a thought brought to what actions you brought. What is going on? It made so much sense in my head. All right. Next side. Fuck it. I'll work on it later. You do your best to invest in an app we profess does less to impress than a fat man's hairy chest. Yet you press this quest on every guest as if to molest our mind. About ready to have a fucking stroke trying to read my own poetry. You app. We make your ways a brief phase as your displays cause dismay every day. Your malign designs are unkind and have my mind shine a fine light on how asinine our blind admins are to find this aligns with their lines they design to keep things benign. It goes to show that those who compose rules proposed will let those out to grab God knows whose hose impose woes. Every night, the same sight despite problems brought to light, as admins fight to ignore what's right, though it might smite the plight destroying delight. Freaks who seek to show cheeks so the weak, it'll feel surreal when they seal the deal and steal information revealed. Went to get your polls swole and found their whole goal was to have your bankroll stole. End it right there. In any case, that's what I'm working on. I'm going to fix that last part. Not got a lot of maturity to spot in this plot brought. You ought to give a thought to what actions you have taught. You ought to give a thought to what actions you have taught. Makes sense, but it sounds horrible. You've not got a lot of maturity to spot you brought. You ought to give a thought to what actions you have taught. So it made sense. I just wasn't reading it right. It's been a long fucking day. A very long fucking day. I'll work on some better ones, but that one will be one that I share with that fucking group. Put it on TikTok. Make a video about it. In any case, no. You guys have a good night. Stay safe. And remember, I better not see you on the news unless it's good news. Bye-bye.